All right, welcome to the Congo Hour, getting together over here. I want to thank you for joining in this evening. We had 3 interviews. Wayne is not here. She has the evening off. But the 3 interviews, we have Miss Edie Purgeon. She's coming to talk about some exciting news that with Delaware State and the Newcastle County chapter alumni, their luncheon that's coming up. We have mayoral candidate Norman Griffiths coming in. He's going to come on. He's going to be our second interview. He's going to talk about his campaign for mayor here in the city. But first, we have a good friend of mine, Logan, who is over at Kingswood. They're doing some great things over at Kingswood, so he's going to bring us up to date about everything that's going on over there, and just let us know how we can be a part of Kingswood and help them with their mission. And then after our interviews, we're going to have our community news, we'll have our funeral announcements, and we'll have some ticket giveaways too. So make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the show. My dad said he's coming, but you never know with him until he walks in the door. So we'll see. But he said he wanted to be here for the interview. So tune in for Sammy's Corner, maybe. Our first interview, Logan. What's up, man?
Nothing much. How's it going?
All right, everything's all right. What's going on at Kingswood?
Nothing. Well, first, thank you for having me on.
Oh, yeah, man.
Appreciate
Definitely.
it.
Anytime.
I came on at this time because we got Kingswood Community Center, Kingswood Day, and Riverside Reunion coming up.
Okay.
July 23rd, Saturday. It's a 12 to 8 p.m. event.
All right.
And I also wanted to talk about Kingswood, the things that we're doing over there. I've been there for about 5 months now.
What's your role?
I'm executive director now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
I was on the board for a few months, and then the board decided that they wanted to kind of turn things around.
Okay.
We've had a recent trouble pass. I'm sure that most people know, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the things that we're doing positively.
Right.
We're moving forward and got a lot of good momentum going on, so we're excited about it.
Okay. So what's your role as executive director?
Pretty much everything.
Okay.
You know, the nonprofit, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
And as executive director, I'm dealing with operations, fundraising, I mean, the whole 9, everything top to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the programs that Kingswood offers?
Well, we service 18 months through senior citizens. So we have our early learning center, we have a before and after care, we have teen program, we have a senior citizen program as well. And right now we're currently running our summer camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you said you have an early learning center all with the seniors?
Yep. So we have a daycare, 18 months to 5-year-olds, and that's year round. Interesting enough, we just got our 3 stars through the Delaware Stars program.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Which is a big deal for us. I know most centers, they're shooting for those 4 and 5 stars right now. But we had sat stagnant since the induction of Stars program at 2 stars. So it was a big deal for us since I've gotten there, just to really turn that around, really focus on the programs that we're providing to the youngsters and making sure that it's quality programming. So our classroom scored 4 and 5 star ratings, and we really turned things around, and we're putting together a timeline to achieve 4 stars within the upcoming months.
All right.
Yeah.
And where are you located?
We're over at 2300 Bower Street in Northeast Wilmington, the Riverside area. Yeah.
And what's your contact information? How can people find out more about
Contact, our phone number is 764-9022. Our website is kgwcc.org. Again, that's kgwcc.org. And then all our social media, our handle is KCCWilm. So if you go facebook.com, it's /KCCWilm, WILM.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you're having the Riverside Reunion and
Riverside
Kingswood
Reunion,
Community
Kingswood Community Day. Kingswood,
right.
we're celebrating our 70th anniversary this past June.
Okay.
So it's going to be a big day, providing a lot of entertainment activities for the kids, for the families. Riverside Reunion celebrating the third year doing it as well. So it's going to be a big day. We have 4 different type of moon bounces, water slides, obstacle courses, horseback rides, wall climbing, petting zoo, donkey rides. Best Kept Soul is performing.
Oh, wow.
We got bubble soccer where you put the bubble over top of your
I
body
saw
and
that.
you play soccer. We're doing that as well. Face painting.
Have you done that before?
I haven't.
No,
I've been trying. I'm doing that. I'm doing water slides.
All right.
And then from 4 to 5 p.m. we're having some special ceremonies and acknowledging some people.
Okay.
Some special people that have contributed to Kingswood's recent success and helping us get out of a funk this past year or 2 years. So it'll be a special day. It'll be fun for all. So we encourage everyone to come out July 23rd, 2 Saturdays from now, 12 to 8 p.m. Make sure you get there early. We'll have a lot of the fun activities from 12 to 4, and then with the animals and things in the evening, and the bubble soccer will be in the evening. And you can't miss Best Kept Soul. I mean,
yeah,
you can never hear them enough. And they're a great band to watch.
So Riverside Community Day.
Yes.
Is that pretty much all this?
It's all the same thing. It's all in one. We come together.
Okay.
And we're working it out. You know, they've given me a hard time making sure that I'm pumping them just as much as I'm pumping Kingswood Community Day. But at the end of the day, Kingswood and Riverside are one. So we have come together in our meetings. We're on the same page. And we're moving forward to have a fun event together. The Riverside people will cook. You know, they'll be on the grill, getting the burgers, dogs, and chicken. And everything is free for the community. We're not charging anything. We're not allowing any vendors to come and sell anything. We will have informational tables. So AIDS Delaware will be there. Delaware Contemporary, United Way. Just different vendors just providing literature and information for our community. So it's not just a fun event, but it's an informational event as well for our community.
Do you still have room for people who want to set up tables as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. The more the better. We want to just, as Kingswood, and we're moving forward, we just want to provide as many resources for our community as well. So we have next week, check our Facebook page, I forget the day, it's about 2 Tuesdays from now. We're working with the First State Community Action Agency. Giving out free air conditioners to the community. Oh. So we did one day. It was so popular. We had about 80 people come and sign up for air conditioners. We're doing it again, and I'm sure we're gonna have a bigger crowd.
How's that work?
But pretty much they fill out it's an application process. You have to be at a certain level as far as income and things like that, or be a certain age, or have children under a certain age. Fill out the application, come in, and they deliver it to your home.
Okay.
So I don't have air conditioners in the back office. I had somebody call. She knows who she is. Said, Logan, can you put me air conditioner to the side? I said, no, it doesn't work like that. You got to fill it out and they'll deliver it to you. And it was hard. I would say it was a good thing just to see one of the posts on our Facebook page, which is pretty active. I'm always posting things to say, you know, I got my air conditioner and it's chunking out ice cubes right now.
Oh,
just
you
know, it's heartwarming when you see that. So we're just happy to help the community now, and we're definitely in a better space than we were, not just 5 months from now, but a year from now. And I look forward to the progress that we can make. My staff is amazing. They really rallied around and supported the decisions that I've made, and I couldn't do it without them. So when people give me credit and say, you're doing a great job, it's not about me, it's about our esteemed board has been so instrumental, you know, in digging us out of this grave that we're in, and we're so promised about, you know, what the direction we're going.
Do you need any volunteers?
We have volunteers. We have a great connection and a great relationship with not only United Way, who was instrumental in the transition process. They lent their chief of staff and some other people, some executive people at United Way came in an interim and served as the EDs. They split time there. And not only United Way, but we have a relationship with Target of Brandywine and Capital One. Capital One just came through recently, redid our front yard. We have flowers out now at the front, put in new signs. Target of Brandywine, it keeps dropping off things for us for summer camp and our early learning center, just materials and things that we asked for. They dropped off a ping pong table. So it's just been great to see the community rally around. We had the governor come in a couple weeks ago. We received an Urban Garden Grant Award. We were one of 10 recipients, and they chose Kingswood as the backdrop to award all the recipients. So the governor came, Penrose Hollins came, Tom Gordon was there. And people don't know, Kingswood is a gem in the rough. And if you come over there, you'll be surprised of the turnaround. We've done some recent renovations. We still have a whole lot to do. So if you guys can come out and any resources, or just, like you said, volunteers. If you want to come volunteer, please do. I was telling the Riverside Reunion Committee, I said, you know, if we can get 400 or 500 people out for this day on July 23rd, we can get 40 or 50 out once a month. Give me 4 or 5. Let's start with that, you know, and come out and help us, because people from the outside of the community have really rallied around us and say, how can we help? But it's a community center. We need our people to come in and help. And that's how we're really going to turn things around. We can't always depend on others.
So give me a recap.
Recap, July 23rd, Kingswood Community Center, Riverside Reunion Day, 12 to 8 p.m. Fun activities for everyone, every age. July, I don't know the date, 2 Tuesdays from now. Free air conditioners for the community. If you want to reach out to us, 764-9022. Our website is kgwcc.org, and our social media is KCC Wilm. So our Facebook.com/KCC Wilm, WILM, to follow. Make sure you like the page, because I'm sure there'll be something that you will like on there, or it can definitely help you out.
So earlier you mentioned that you guys have a ping pong table.
Yeah, we have 2 ping pong tables.
Do you have any players over there?
I don't know, but if they do, I'm going to go down and challenge them. Say, if you can beat me, I'll give you $5 something, because I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club. So ping pong, pool, swimming, skating. Our kids go skating every week.
Yeah.
They're going to be surprised when I show up there and start back with skating. Now, if I fall, I'm going to have, they're going to be laughing at me back. But
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I like to get out there and be active with the kids.
Hicks has a pretty serious ping pong crew too. So
Yeah.
maybe we can start up a little tournament.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
The best of which community center has the best
Yeah, I've been talking to Gundy. We've been trying to get
You
together.
guys should play each other.
Yeah, I've been talking to Gundy. I think it'll come together whenever, organically. We don't force it, but we've been talking and thinking about ways that we can pull the city together, because it's not just about you're over West Side, I'm over Riverside, but we have to unite the community from top to bottom.
Right.
So
you think about it. I mean, 10 minutes away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
everything in Wilmington is
so we're all just one big
within
community.
walking distance. Yeah, and we're very happy about the programs we provide. We have a after-school program where we provide tutoring, literacy, arts and culture, technology, and athletics. And our kids even published a book a couple months ago, an audio CD.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're doing amazing things. And again, if you follow our Facebook page, you'll see, because I leave no stone unturned, and I publicize everything because people need to know.
Yeah, that's true.
They need to know.
And
we are accepting kids at our daycare center. We have open enrollment right now, so get in before school year hits, because I know people are going to be signing up, and we only have but limited space.
Do you have purchase of care?
We do have purchase of care. We accept purchase of care. We just got a merchant services, so we accept credit cards now, but most of our parents are in purchase of care, so we do accept that as well.
All right.
Yep.
All right, man. Appreciate it. See you on the 23rd, right?
Absolutely, 12 to 8 p.m., July 23rd, and I look forward to seeing you there and seeing everyone there. And I'm sure it'll be a crowded event, but it'll be fun for all.
Nice. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of good things going on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. If you missed any of Kingswood Community Center's information, you can call us at the funeral home at 652-8887, and we will get you their information so you can be a part of the Riverside Reunion or the Kingswood Community Day. I'm going to take a really quick break, and I'll be right back with Miss Edie Pridgeon coming on to talk about Delaware State University. Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed the first interview with Logan talking about Kingswood. And again, after this, coming up after this interview is going to be Norman Griffiths, who's running for mayor. Right now we have a great friend. She's been knowing me since I was knee-high to her cricket. Ain't that what
baby.
Baby?
A belly.
In the belly, okay.
Yeah.
All right, even before I was knee-high to her cricket. You see, my dad is here. He showed up for you, Miss Edie.
Yes, indeed.
I try to get him to come on here every week. And he finds out that you're coming on, he wants to be here.
That's my buddy. Flew all the way back here, too, didn't he?
Just for you.
Yeah.
So right now we have Miss Edie Pridgeon. She's coming on to talk about Delaware State, the luncheon that's coming up, the Newcastle County Alumni Luncheon. All right.
Yes, that's going to be August the 21st at the Cavalier Country Club again. And this is our 35th year for the scholarship luncheon. And I'm excited because Dr. Williams is going to be our keynote speaker. And the new athletic director or the new head coach is going to be our master of ceremony.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You looked it up, didn't you?
Ned Brown got him. I got Dr. Williams.
All right.
And we're trying to get 1,000 patrons. They're $5 each. We're trying to do that. All of the Newcastle County Alumni Association.
Okay.
And we're having our election of officers on Tuesday also. And then a meeting, and the tickets are still only $50. And then we do have ads, so people can call any of the members to get an ad or some tickets, because we had a full house last year.
Yeah.
We did. And then we
do.
have, we're going to give out, so far the students to ask for scholarships has been really slow. And we're still trying, I think we have 4 now. And we give out $1,000 scholarships. And we also do a summer send-off, and that's for all the freshmen from Newcastle County. And that's coming up, I think it's the first or second Saturday in August.
So if there's a student out there who may be watching, or someone in their family, and you just mentioned the scholarships, what do they need to do to apply for the scholarship?
Well, I don't know if it's online on Delaware State's website, but they can go to Alumni Affairs and look under the chapters, look under Newcastle County chapter, and Reverend Teresa Holmes is the president, and they can click on and ask her about it. And then Ned and Jerome Pinkett will see that they get an application. I don't think we have the application online.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
If anybody, you mentioned someone they can be patrons.
Yes.
How's that work?
You call me.
All right.
Yeah, or email me. Can I give my home?
Sure.
My home phone number is 302-656-9447, or you can email me at epridgen, EPRIDGEN 48 at verizon.net, and we will be glad to serve you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that they can call you or email you for tickets for the luncheon
Tickets,
also?
ads, because I do the booklet for for all of that.
Okay.
I'm chair again this year.
All right.
Yeah.
Must have done okay last time, huh?
Yeah, I did good.
Dad, I know you wanted to be here because you're passionate about education, and especially when it comes to Del State, and really when it comes to people supporting Del State financially. So
125.
I'm assuming that's why you wanted to be here.
I was here because Edie was talking about the $1,000 scholarships
Yes.
and to complete the education, and I thought maybe you would
Here
apply
we go. I knew he was going to.
so that you could go back and really complete your education trip.
We also give of
Thank you,
our
Miss
money to the DSU Foundation for returning students also.
Yeah, I would like to say that we have been brainwashed as a people, and we were always taught that we were inferior.
Right.
And I remember when I went from a all-black school, which was Howard, and I went to an all-white school, which was in Newark High School, and we assumed that being a university school, that I would be behind. And sure enough, when I got down there, I found myself ahead of that class that was my junior year, because it was during the in the 50s of the integration, and it started in 54. And so, although we assumed that Howard was inferior, we weren't.
Right.
And it's the same way with Delaware State University. I know that I could not have gotten a better education
I know.
from Delaware State University, a sound, round education that affected me in my travels, in my journey in life. And so I think the weakness that we have is that even though we go there and we graduate from there, we have not totally been convinced, because some of us were forced there because we just didn't have enough money to go anywhere else, that we got the best education because there was no way to compare. But when you would get out and get employment, you would realize how far ahead you are. The one thing that we have not learned to do is to give back. And in most schools, the alumni control the school because of their financial position. We have to supply our school, our alumnus, our people whose children have gone and they didn't ever even get a chance. That's why it's so important that this $5 contribution as patrons, that I think that's very, very small for a university. And for the idea of educating children for $5, I think it's something that we have to graduate from to get to the realistic point where we have the kind of value for that education at that school. And it has surely changed.
Yes,
It has grown unbelievable. When the state would not even give us stuff, when they was giving the University of Delaware millions, and then wouldn't even give us enough for a dormitory. But we have a leadership now, Dr. Williams and the board and people like that. You must take a visit. For those of you out there that remember Delaware State University as it used to be, need to take a drive down there and watch and take a look for yourself what has happened. And I'm committed, and we will surely be faithful in making sure that this year we do what we're supposed to do to give to that school, that for you and I, because you or I would not have been able to do what we've done without that education. And so I encourage all of you young folk to support the school, and don't think you're going to get anything inferior by going there.
No, that's right.
You're going to get something that you will surprise you when you compete with other schools.
And we're still this year doing the $1,000 page.
Okay.
And we're doing a $500 half page. But this campaign is again this year for the $1,000 page. We did pretty good last year with it. So we're going to also do that too. For
I think you
alumni
need to
games.
take that on, Trip.
I did it last
He
year.
did it last
Now,
year.
You gonna do it this year?
I'll do it this year.
Okay.
All right, all
Y'all
right.
heard it.
I want
heard
you
it.
Newcastle County alumni who would not come on here with me. That's my credit.
That's right. That's all.
But
that's
it's all,
you.
it all goes into one pot.
Right, it's
We
all
really
about the
have a
kids.
good group that meets, and faithful people that meet in the Newcastle County chapter. And that's
I can,
what, that came from Delaware State. We were a family down there.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, going to any HBCU,
Yes.
especially Del State, is just such an experience that you just can't even put it into words.
I know, and homecoming, it's just
Oh,
like
my goodness.
alive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And
Just-
this is Delaware State's 125th year of celebration too.
How can people get to know more information about the Newcastle County Alumni Chapter?
They can go online to email or come to our meetings. We have our meetings on the 4th Tuesday of each month.
Okay. Where are they held?
At the Delaware State's Wilmington campus on, give me a say Governor Prince, on
Yeah,
Kirkwood
Kirkwood
Highway,
Highway.
yes. And we are meeting Tuesday night because it's a scholarship luncheon meeting, but we're having election of officers.
Okay.
So anyone is welcome to come to that meeting too.
What time does that meeting start?
It's 6:30. Now this is going to be at the Powell Center at 37th and Market Street.
Okay, this Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. But the regular ones are on Kirkwood Highway. They start at 6:30 also?
6:30. Yes.
All right. Any last words you want to say before we go to break?
No, I just thank you for having us again, and hopefully we can get Dr. Williams on. She wanted to talk about something. Oh, we do want to get pictures of back in the day, whenever you went to college, some old pictures, because we're going to put that
that's
in the
gonna be nice.
booklet too.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna join my dad too with the $1,000 page.
All right.
I always have to stay like one step ahead of him. I don't want us to be even. So now I'm gonna have 2 years where I did $1,000, and he only have one. So take that.
All right.
Okay.
I like the battle. Can I hear what you're going to do?
I'm going to surprise
But
you.
you're always, the Congo have always been a supporter. You look at Sammy walks in the room, it's success.
We've been blessed.
Yeah,
Yes.
we definitely have been. It's important, like you said, like he was talking about earlier, just to realize that we have to give back.
Yes.
Even if it's $5, like a $5
Right.
patron, that $5 times 1,000. That
Yes,
goes a long
that's
way.
$5,000.
Right. That goes a
Yeah,
long way, so.
and that doesn't take up a lot of room putting all those names on there either. So we're just doing that as a fun kind of contest
Right.
to get up to 1,000, names.
All right, so I definitely want to encourage everyone out there, even if you did not go to Del State, if you don't have any family or friends who went to Del State, but you realize the importance of educating our children, like you talked
That's
about
right.
earlier, Dad, to give Miss Edie a call or email her so you can be a part of making our children successful. It's only $5. If you want to get more, I'm sure they can get more.
Oh my
All right.
goodness, yes.
All right, so $5.
And some did yesterday at my 68 and a half birthday
All
party.
right,
Yeah, we had a list
happy
there too.
60 and a half birthday. You always find a reason to party, but that's what it's all about.
October 9th is going to
That's
be
right.
68 and 3/4.
Gotta love it. All right,
But in
thank you.
November, that will be the big celebration.
November the 8th and then the 9th, we had to do something.
yeah, it's gonna
I
be.
hope it's a victory.
That's right. Gotta have
If
faith.
God is in it, it's going to be a victory, and I
right.
feel it.
Yeah, you have to come on so you can talk. You have to come back on so you can talk
Okay.
about your political campaign.
Now, I want a long
Yeah,
time.
yes, ma'am. It's all yours. Yeah, but those of you who may not know, Miss Edie is also running for city council at large. So
Yes.
definitely want to support her in that. But we'll have more time to talk about that when you come back on.
All right.
Okay. All right. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with Norman Griffiths, who's running for mayor. All right. Welcome back to the show again. If you're just tuning in, Wayna does have the evening off, and she'll be back next Sunday. She's just enjoying some family time with some of her nephews and with Gundy. So this time we have a great friend of the community, Norman Griffiths, who's running for mayor here in the city of Wilmington. So we want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Trippy. I appreciate it.
So tell us, Norm. Tell us about your campaign, and I don't know. I'll let you I'm sure you're used to this. So
Sure.
you tell us where you want to go with it.
Well, as I was perusing the horizon here of politics in Wilmington and all the rest, I just had a real strong feeling that I could do a better job.
Okay.
I'm not running against anybody. I'm running for the office of mayor, and I tell everybody that. And I'm not just playing with words. I think so far the campaigns of all the candidates have been pretty clean and no mudslinging or anything like that. And I'm very grateful for that. But you've got 8 people, and we're running very hard, and you can see it out in the community. I think the 3 key issues, just like anybody, in terms of if you were to ask me why am I running, is the issue of the crime and the violence and doing something about it, which is even more pronounced with what's happened recently in Dallas, Orlando, Minneapolis, and Baton Rouge. I mean, you just look at it now and you say, okay, what's next? And does that have a spillover effect on how police think about what they're going to do when they get that next run?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
And so I think some kind of intermediate training is probably in order to try to reinforce what they've already learned. As you well know, because you've been on council, and you guys voted for that Police Strategies Commission report. And one of the things in that report, as you remember, Tripp, was the issue of this Blue Courage training. And that was a part and parcel of that whole recommendation thing that they did. And so, they have had some of this. But I think we really need to do one key thing as far as the police and the community, and that is establish trust.
Right.
And I think trust has been sorely tested with these events that have happened recently. And I just think that if I'm fortunate enough to be elected mayor, I will work on that as almost a #1 priority to reestablish that trust.
Before we go into the other points, just give us your background.
Okay. Again, my name's Norman Griffiths. I came to Wilmington in 1983 because of the DuPont legal department. I got a job with DuPont right out of law school. I served in the DuPont legal department for 32 years. DuPont was always very willing to let its employees serve in public roles. So in 1992, I got elected to city council representing the district that Trippy represents right now, the 2nd District. And I represented the 2nd District for 16 years until 2008, when I ran for president of City Council and was successful there and served as president from 2008 to 2012 when I retired from City Council. The public work and the private work, those 2 combinations of working with business and large businesses, as well as the public sector for 20 years working on council, I think give me some unique qualifications that no other candidate has. In addition to that, it wasn't enough for me to just work at DuPont, work on city council. I joined several boards. I've been a board member of Delaware Tech for 19 years. I've been a board member of Westside Health for 7 years. And I've been a board member of the Delaware Solid Waste Authority for 1 year. So the reason I bring those board seats up is because it's an added learning experience to bring resources to the table that can help Wilmington. And as you've gotten into it, if you've read some of the things that are sort of the hope for Wilmington, which is healthcare, which is education, and all like that, I'm on the boards of 2 large institutions that deal with those subjects. And so I'm learning constantly, and I think that's helped me to gain some knowledge that other people don't have. So between the board service, the 32 years as a lawyer for DuPont, and the 20 years on city council, 4 of those as president, I think my qualifications, match anybody's or exceed anybody's that's in the race right now. But there are, 7 other people running for this, and I'm sure they'll disagree with that. But nevertheless, I think my credentials are pretty good.
Right.
I've had a rough couple of years recently. I lost my wife in
Yeah.
2014. I don't know if you caught up to this. I lost my brother in January of this year.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. He had a heart problem, and he passed. He was 2 years younger than me. So I've had some losses of family members, and it's been tough. But I really love this city. I want to serve my community, and I think I bring some skills to the table that aren't there right now.
So you brought up crime. What are some of the other major points or issues that you want to
Another
address?
major point is the economy and economic
Okay.
development and the employees and employers. I don't know if we're going to be bringing to Wilmington another large employer that has 1,000 jobs or 2,000 jobs or anything like that. But what we need to do is really focus on what we do have, and at the same time be looking outside of Wilmington, maybe outside of Delaware, to see if there are companies looking to relocate and might consider Wilmington. Jobs. I can't say it enough. That's going to be the key to having our people have things to do and jobs to go to that they can support their families. And therefore, I think that's a hallmark of my administration if I'm elected. To not only keep the jobs we have, but try to attract more jobs that we have. And so
how would you do that? Like, what's that whole process like for those who may not know about, like how we try as a city, how we try to get companies to come to Wilmington?
Right. Well, there's national registers that you can belong to. That they, obviously when a company's thinking about moving, they don't blast that to the world until they're really ready to think about it. But there's several registers that you can go to that give you some idea of companies that may be thinking about moving. Sometimes it's a result of some things happening. Say they've divested some businesses, and you look at it from that standpoint and say what's left of them may want to relocate here, to a smaller venue, better tax package, better banking laws, all sorts of good things that Delaware has put in place over the years to keep businesses here. So that's what you would do, and also you have a good relationship with the Business Roundtable because they hear things in the marketplace about what companies thinking about relocating and that sort of thing. And so you show up at those meetings. You have to be there at the table, hear what's going on, and then follow up.
Okay. All right. And what's the other point you said you wanted to address?
Education.
Okay.
Education is key. This whole thing, as you well know, I know City Council's been living and dying on this issue of this redistricting thing, and they got a little bit of a step this past legislative term that just ended to where the program put forth by the Wilmington Educational Improvement Commission under Tony Allen had gotten some tacit approval. But as you know, Trippy, none of this works without money. And the money didn't come with the tacit approval. So one of the things that has to happen is we go revisit this next year and see what can happen to try to find the funding to make this happen.
What do you think we need to do as a city to I guess to make those in Dover, I guess to bring their level of awareness and urgency up to ours?
We have to be passionate advocates. I mean, we have to go down to Dover on a regular basis, not just once every 6 months, and advocate. Find out who's going to be our champion, who's going to sponsor the right legislation, and get behind that person to push through the legislation that's necessary, and understanding that this isn't done in a vacuum. There's all sorts of powers that be that saying don't do it, and some that say do, and so you have to play that. But you have to be present down there. You can't be invisible and up here sitting on the 9th floor and not go down there. And it's a job for the mayor. You don't send your economic development director, or you don't send. We don't have an educational advocate. One of the candidates in our group is advocating that we establish a position for it. I think we may be able to do this with the right advocate from our current staff, but that I can be persuaded otherwise. But the point I'm making is you have to be down there in Dover and know all the people. And remember, they change over just like we're going to change over. I mean, you guys are going to have 7 new faces on council. I mean, and so you talk about Dover and how many representatives and senators. I mean, Karen Peterson, for example, is not running for re-election. There's going to be a lot of empty seats that are going to be filled by new people who need to be persuaded. And I think the mayor calling on these reps and senators has a whole lot more influence than somebody lower level on the staff, even if we do create this educational position.
Right, that's true.
But one thing I just want to emphasize, we can't throw our hands up and say education's a state matter, so what do we care? I mean, it's not going to happen if we don't show some passion for this. And we've got to jump in there and understand the issues, and I think Tony Allen's done a masterful job of really picking apart what all these issues are with these school districts and getting that done.
I wish we had more time, because I would love to talk about just everything that's going on in Dover around education, and how, like you said, the money wasn't, money's being stalled. We don't have enough time to talk about all that, because it's pretty deep. But I would love to talk about that with you if you ever want to come back on.
Will do. Be glad.
So if you're mayor, what would you do your first, first 90 days? Or is that what they?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I think they say 100 days.
100 days,
but the first 100 days, I think it wouldn't take the whole first 100 days.
Okay.
And of course, you have some extra time once you won the primary, even though you're not even the mayor-elect yet until you get through the general. And as you know, we have an independent candidate who's going to be in the general. And so, but the first 100 days, I would do a very deep dive into my staff.
Okay.
And I'd want to know that the people that are going to surround me not only know what they're doing, but can learn and be able to run the city departments that they're assigned to in a way that's going to service the citizens of Wilmington. I mean, there should not be a fall off in service just because we've changed mayors. And I don't anticipate that happening. But we need to have leadership, which I will provide, and vetting, which I will provide, to make sure that we have the right mix of people and a diverse and inclusive group of people running the city departments.
Okay.
And the other thing too is I will be meeting with whoever the new president is of City Council and establishing a relationship that's a little different than what you've had the last 4 years. And I just think that I'm the kind of person that I want to be inclusive. I want people to feel like they're part of something great, and this can be something great if we handle it right.
How can people help you with your campaign?
A number to call for my campaign is 302-655-8084, and I will be able to email you information that not only talks about what you can do to volunteer, but also contributions and that sort of thing. Right now, I probably need more volunteers than I need money. So let's, if you have some time on weekends and that sort of thing, that's kind of what I need the most right now.
And what would they be doing?
Dropping literature, knocking on doors, being present at things that we need the presence to be. I have some great T-shirts, by the way. Maybe I'll wear one the next time I come on.
There you go. All right. So give us your number one more time.
All right. The number is 302-655-8084. That's 655-8084. And you will get a return call right away, just like you will when I'm mayor.
All right.
All right.
All right. Any closing statements you want to give?
Well, Trippy, I have to say you've done a great job in taking over the 2nd District after my 16 years in that position, and I just really wish you the best. I know you don't. I don't think you have an opponent this time, do you?
Yes.
You do have an opponent. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, best of luck with your campaign,
right,
and you let me know what I can do to help you.
I appreciate that.
But I just think that there's never been a time when we need more experienced leadership on council since we're losing 7 seats. And 7 people are going off to do other things and will retire. And senior leadership like you are and some of the others that are left is going to be essential to bringing this body into a cohesive group to teach the new people what government is and what government isn't. We're not all things to all people. And one of the hallmarks of my administration will be to work with the nonprofit sector to help them, if we can do it with grants or things of that nature, to get at some of these issues that we don't do as a city. We're not we don't have a social service department, for example, but there are nonprofits that do some of that. Well, we can still be helpful, just like we can on the advocacy thing. We don't throw up our hands because education is largely done by the state. We can jump in and be effective there. And the same thing with some of these other issues that lead to the negative things that we're seeing on the street.
Okay.
All right.
All right. You okay?
I'm fine.
All right. I know you.
I guess watching television for the last 3 or 4 days about all the tragedies that have come about, there is just so much that has come to my attention, and I watched 20 cities where they have protests, and the protests that I saw and recognized in the various cities kind of wanted more justice in communities than they are presently getting. And I think all that other stuff we have to do is great. But I think we all forget about those people, and I think that all this that we're going through right now is a result of folks not paying a lot of attention to the injustices of people.
That's exactly what it is.
who can't speak for themselves, and they are now in, I think, 20 cities. This Black
Lives Matter.
yes, is really not just for Black people
No, it's not.
involvement. It's an American effort to say that what has been going on in the injustices that have taken place is wrong.
Right.
And I think that when we talk about crime, I don't think that we're ever going to stop that crime until those kind of injustices are addressed. So I guess I will tell you a little secret, Norman. If I lived in the city, I'd be one of your guys running for the race, because I think that some of the areas where we are kind of eliminating our community, and I believe that when I hear people on television, they're saying that the only way there has been change is when they've had guys like Dr. King and those guys marching. And I think that I agree that if we go in a consistent way to Dover in buses and trucks and whatever, it will get to the attention of people, just like these people are getting to the attention of people today with the marching and so forth.
I think it has to be more than marching. I think we have to affect society financially. Like somehow we have to figure out what we're going to boycott, what we're going to protest, what we're going to stop, so that it brings some type of national attention to Wilmington, and that it affects the pockets. Because marches are good. I don't want to take away from marches. They can be effective in as far as bringing about awareness to the community. But until we start boycotting or having sit-ins, I think they're gonna think that it's gonna blow over and it'll be business as usual.
Because that's been the
week.
past.
Right.
I mean,
so.
you open the paper, you read about whether it's a police civilian shooting or civilian shooting, you read about that, and I think we've gotten too used to it. I mean, it's almost like you're expecting to see this in the paper, so you don't get shocked by what you've read.
Right.
And so that silence has said, okay, well, we'll keep going. And I think one of the things that we have to do with all of this in terms of the justice thing, though, is balance, not putting the police in the bad guy corner, and the victims, you can't ignore them either. You have to sort of strike a balance. I mean, we have to have the police. We all know that, or we'll have anarchy. But you can't just broad brush all of them and make them all the guilty party in this thing. We have to look at this thing and make judgments that not only will help solve the crime, the issues, the justice issues, Sammy, you're talking about in terms of police on civilians, but will also get us to look on black crime and maybe get a handle about that, because I think we're really getting too used to seeing those kinds of crimes. And the thing that's so scary about that crime is we're having more and more innocent bystanders hit by these bullets, and we just have to do something about what makes a young man decide he's going to pick up a gun and start shooting.
Well, when I see, as we call it, black on black crime, I see that kind of focused on the drug area. It's not just guys kind of just rambling around and shoot somebody.
Not anymore. I mean, that's when it. I wish we had more time to talk about this, but previously, yeah, I know we don't have a lot of time, but nowadays it's more of a way to just to settle differences. It used to be 99% about drugs, but now it's just if guys don't get along, that's how they settle it. They instead of talking or instead of fighting, instead of walking away, they shoot. It's just the norm, and it's becoming more accepted for people just to settle their differences by shooting.
At Wimbledon, when what's her name, Serena Williams?
Serena Williams.
Yeah, we got.
Okay,
Yeah.
I won't talk about that.
Yeah, I wish we could. We have to continue this conversation next Sunday, Dad. All right, deal.
Next Sunday,
You'll be here.
deal.
Okay.
Right.
All right. We definitely
All
want
right.
to talk about some of the things that we just touched on the surface.
Yes.
This Sunday, because I think it's a needed conversation. I'm going to take a really quick break, and we'll be right back with our funeral announcements.